What is up, all of you Ugnots and Jawas out there, and welcome back to Mando Talk, baby. Mando Late Night. I'm your boy, Caleb Keller, and joining me is none other than Zach Horvath. What up, man?
What up? Happy to be back. Of course, get to talk Star Wars, get to hang out. I look forward to this. More for the hangout. I got to be honest. Like, I just love chilling and talking, you know?
Yeah, we get a great opportunity to hang out as boys and really just talk Star Wars.
Get the chat going, you know.
It's great to get talking with you just as friends, obviously, but yeah, to talk about Star Wars, that's a privilege. That's a privilege. And I see another friend in the chat, DJ Foster. What up, DJ? It's been a minute. He's talking smack. He's talking. I think this is baseball.
I ain't even got it up. What's he saying?
The Ranger. No. This is baseball. I don't know if you're in tune. Well, you may be.
I'm in tune, brother. I'm in tune, brother.
DJ says the Rangers are up 2 in the bottom of the 8th. All I'm saying is this better be good. So you're taking the time to listen to us.
Go watch the Rangers, dude. Go watch the Rangers.
Yeah, this might get a little crazy, DJ. It may be. It's been a minute since you've joined us live. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, we got plenty of Star Wars stuff to talk about, as we do each and every single week on this show, hanging out with everybody. Kathleen Kennedy discussion. Donald Glover's talking about Lando. Let's see what else. Bob Iger's restricting the amount of Star Wars content that we're getting. I'm trying to look at my notes here. It's plenty of stuff. Multiple unannounced Star Wars TV shows in development. We might speculate what those might actually be. Zach, you finally got your hands on Star Wars Outlaws, so we need to talk about that. But you also got, let's go ahead and talk about this. You got your hands on something really fun Star Wars related to this past week. Go ahead and show that off to the people.
Yes, I did. Just to preface, my wife and I, when we have date night, right? Kids are gone. Mm-hmm. We're not your typical couple, I would say, or maybe we are. I don't know. We don't go like out really. We chill at the house, maybe throw on some Harry Potter, and we build Legos. Okay,
fair.
We're nerds. And the Lego set I got this week, boom, baby,
sick.
Hey, yo,
swivel it over a little bit more.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give you the full thing. So I wanted you to see that it's on a stand.
Like center it with you though, because the way that it's on, there you go. That looks good now.
So
the way
I see
that it is on YouTube.
Box. Yeah. So like, it's got a little stand to it, and it's on an angle. It's so sick how it sits. It sits like it flies. Okay, and if you just look around this thing, it's not the big, humongous $gajillion one, right?
Sure.
But
we need some super chats for that funding.
Oh yeah, exactly. Come on now. Well, no, like for real, it like scratched the itch. You know what I mean? Because I don't have a Falcon Lego, and they had the Dark Falcon, like from Rebuild the Galaxy.
Rebuild the Galaxy, yes.
It's like $150. I was like, I
can't do that yet.
You know?
Yeah.
And this is the perfect size for me. Super fun build. Highly recommend it. Yeah, it was awesome, dude. It has everything you want in it. Didn't get any minifigs with it, which is a little sad. But
isn't that a typical thing though?
Yeah. I think it's because it's this special, like you can't see it. There's a little thing that goes here, but it's the 25th anniversary or something.
Yes. Of why am I blanking? I can't believe I'm blanking. What is it the 25th anniversary of right now?
I don't know. Phantom Menace.
Is it Lego Star Wars?
Lego Star Wars? I don't know. But whatever it
Somebody
is.
let us know in the chat or in the comments, please.
This is why it exists. It's the special anniversary version, which means it's the little small one. All that's to say, incredible build, super fun, super detailed. It even has little like Lego always does, has little details you can't even see on the inside. Right. It's just a really, really fun build. So I don't have anywhere to like put it. I need to put me like a little floating shelf.
Yeah, you need to get something kind of back in there.
Like,
yeah.
Like this. Look at that.
That would look slick.
Dope.
That would look slick.
A little LED light or something. But yeah, super fun build. Highly recommend.
DJ just said, not that it matters, but the Rangers just hit a 2-run homer. So maybe that means you should join live with us every single week, DJ, and it's good luck for your team. See, initially, DJ, when you chimed in, I thought somehow the Rangers were playing the Cardinals and I missed it, and you were just talking smack. But hey, I'm
Mm.
glad that we're helping you out, man.
Yeah, we'll get the
Really
vibes up.
appreciate it. Yeah. Well, yeah,
Super fun Lego
I love that Falcon. Quite frankly, a little jealous. I can't lie.
set. Hey,
Because that looks
Walmart,
slick.
baby.
And it would look slick back there. But
Yeah.
that's something that I've wanted to do. Like I've wanted to get into Lego building. I just can't find the time, man.
Yeah.
But it's something that, and I know initially when we like announced Mando late night, like that was a thing that we kind of teased, like, hey, maybe we can build some Legos, and maybe it's time I actually commit to that. We'll see.
Yeah, we can do.
But anyway,
I think you can get like kind of quote unquote cheaper ones that are like $30 or whatever, and it
oh
won't take you long because you wouldn't be able to stream building that thing. That took me like hours.
yeah, see, I would have to get something that's like, yeah, tiny. I think the first thing that caught my eye that I was really thinking about getting was like the Kenobi speeder or
Mm,
starfighter, the Kenobi
mm,
starfighter from Attack of the Clones.
that'd be dope. They had Mando's new starfighter. I don't know what it's called, but the not Razor Crest. I almost got that one, and then they had a R2D2 as well. It was like not a big one; it was like this big.
Yeah.
It was really cool, but
Yeah, I saw that Lego is now coming out with the like lightsaber hilts. You can build those. That's going to be their next
what?
thing. Yeah, so they were doing helmets, obviously. You know, you probably saw
Yeah,
those in Target and everywhere. The Mando helmet. I do want the Mando helmet one, I can't lie, but all the other ones haven't really caught my eye. You got
yeah.
Rex, you got
I just don't
Vader.
like. Okay, I'm real picky with my Legos in the sense of I hate when they're the big fat Legos like that. I like
Oh,
when
yeah,
they're
yeah.
tinier and more detailed.
Sure.
I
Yeah, we're
just
detail oriented guys, you know?
well, yeah, I'm a nerd. Come on, we're
Yeah, me
nerds.
too.
We discussed this. Like we want those details. So no, super great build. I love Legos so much. If you're not doing Legos, if you are doing Legos, let us know because there's a
Yeah.
ton of Star Wars ones, dude. I'm talking a ton. Go to
Yeah,
Target.
there's a lot.
That's the place to get them, dude. There's so many ones there.
Ton. There's a ton. And there's a lot for us to discuss tonight. So I'm very pumped to get into it. As we kind of talk about, you know, the title of this video, difficult to see the future of Star Wars is. So let's discuss it. It's always ever changing, and it seems like, and it just feels like that the powers that be, after all these years, have yet to really crack the code with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like the moment we think that we're in a groove, something happens to derail us. Like we were grooving with Mando season 1 and season 2, but what was it after that that just kind of made us go? Was it Boba Fett that people just didn't
Yeah,
respond to well? Like
I
it
think
was
so.
50-50 on.
I think it
And
was
then
Boba
after
Fett.
Boba Fett was like Kenobi that everybody was 50-50 on. It's just been a lot of 50-50 on content lately.
All right, so I went back and I've watched a little bit of Kenobi. I
Yeah.
watched the like later episodes
Yeah.
because I kept seeing it on TikTok, the Vader versus him fight at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I stand my ground, dude. That's dope Star Wars.
Yeah, it's great. It's a good fight. Yeah, for sure. I enjoy it.
I even think the episodes, like, if you take the dumb getting Leia and the underground thing, if you just take the Leia stuff out,
Mm-hmm.
it's great.
It's
Without
Reva,
the
man.
Leia stuff.
It's
But
Reva.
even I was gonna say it's that piece that really is the bad stuff. Like I don't think Leia is the worst part. I think it actually works for me somewhat, in terms of the lore and all that stuff. But I'm not gonna get into Kenobi today. I just wanted to give it a little bit of flowers because, like, dude,
Sure. It's
I've
been
been
on your
seeing it
mind.
get more and more love on Twitter. It makes me so happy because I
Yeah,
still really like that show.
I've got 3 shows that I want to go back and revisit now that we're in this like little dead area. I want to go back and revisit Ahsoka and enjoy watching that show without being a content Star Wars creator. I need to go back. I keep saying it almost every week. I think it comes up. Andor. Our son was born around Andor's releasing, and so all of that's a blur. And then Kenobi's the third one on the list that I would like to go back and see if it hits me differently.
Like when
In the
Vader
current
grabs the
state.
ship and he's just
That was
come
cool.
on, dude.
That was cool. But again, I was thinking to myself, why would Vader not kill Reva in those moments? Because
He
she's
did.
eluded you once in the Jedi Temple, but you're not going to make sure the deed is done right this time. I don't know. That never really worked for me. Exactly. Like you got to seal the deal. I noticed though we were talking about that Kenobi fight, and I agreed with you that I liked it as well, like the finale fight, and we had like 3 people ditch us. So that's just me saying, hey, the Kenobi show is divisive, but all takes are welcome here. So hey,
Hey,
if you don't like Kenobi, if you don't like that finale fight, let us know in the chat
how
how
do
you
you not
feeling
like
about
it?
it.
Tell me why. I want to know.
I think the thing for me was that Rebels did it better between Vader and Ahsoka.
You made me
Hey, don't come
barf.
at me. Don't come at me
Make
yet.
me freaking
Hold
barf.
on.
Your
Time out.
Rebels
Time
animation
out.
garbage.
Come
It's
on
not
now.
garbage, but
It's
still.
not garbage. Rebels is peak Star
I
Wars,
know,
baby.
but it's just a typical like, well, in Rebels, in Clone Wars, it's like, okay.
Come on, DJ. Quit watching the Rangers. I need your backup here. I need somebody's backup in the chat.
No, I'm not saying you specifically. I see it all the time on Twitter.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. We went on a sidetrack there. We started talking about Kenobi. Let's not open up those
Yeah.
wounds. Okay, here we go. First news that I wanted to talk about as far as us kind of wrapping our mind around the future of Star Wars and the difficulty of figuring out what that is the report that Lucasfilm reportedly has multiple unannounced Star Wars TV shows in development. And I want to read a couple of things here. I'm pulling it from Best Bin Bulletin, but in Best Bin Bulletin it says in his latest newsletter, Jeff Snyder has revealed that Lucasfilm at this time have, quote, several new shows that simply haven't been announced in development. Snyder provided no insight as to what those series are, but hearing Lucasfilm are hard at work on the TV side of things will likely delight fans amid Disney focusing their efforts on theatrical releases, switching their focus from Disney Plus, which was the company's priority for a handful of years. And let's not understress the handful of years. It's been a minute since we've been in theaters, and I believe we talk about that a lot as well. I want to address this as far as the headline and of the report that says Lucasfilm reportedly has multiple unannounced Star Wars TV shows in development. This is no shade to Jeff Snyder at all. I promise. He does great things. I know he gets a lot of scoops. This is a scoop that anybody could literally go online and say, sources say Lucasfilm has several shows in development. That's their job. They should have like 50 concepts in their back pocket of this would be a good idea. No, that 50th thing that we talked about on Tuesday's meeting would be a good idea. Like that technically is quote unquote in development. And the fact that Jeff didn't give more elaborate, there was the word I was looking for, didn't elaborate as far as what in development means as far as that report goes, makes me think that this is a whole lot of nothing. What do you think though?
You said it best. Like, I didn't want to be that guy, but it's like when someone goes, oh man, that actor said they want to do another movie. It's like, oh, person wants another job. It's like this should be the reality. They should have, in reality, what? I don't know, what is 50 a good number? I don't know. They should have a ton of shows being cooked up here. At least what does worked on mean, right? A draft, a concept art,
an idea,
a napkin on an idea on a napkin. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, that just, I won't lie to you though. I won't lie to you. He did what I think he was trying to do, which has got me a little excited, just a little bit.
Sure.
It kind of, it moves the needle just a little and go, okay, I know skies have been gray, but hey, you never know what the next one's going to do, right? You're only as good as your last one. So let's get a next one going. Let's get a little momentum. We've said it over and over. We need some momentum.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get that with the movie.
I think so. And I think it's rightfully so that they're shifting their focus theatrical. DJ in the chat said, did either of you see the Anakin versus Ahsoka edit where they fight on Malachor? This is from Rebels, by the way, Zach. But I think you've seen this.
I have.
I gave you that essential list. And it dissolves into the world between worlds. I have not seen that. DJ, I need you to send me a link to that video.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, that sounds sick. That sounds right up my alley. It sounds like I might be in tears by the time I get to the end of that video. But yeah, before we leave that discussion though, let's speculate. Of those 97 things that they've talked about that are in development, What do you want to see that you haven't heard pitched, or that
Mm.
you haven't heard announced, rather? So
Mm.
currently, here's what we've got announced.
All right.
This is what's on the slate, at least confirmed. We've got Skeleton Crew coming out this year. We've got Andor season 2 coming out next year. We've got the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out the following year. And then we've got Ahsoka season 2. 4 things that are absolutely confirmed. And then the other 2 things that they've announced, well, I guess 3 things. Sean Levy's movie, Dave Filoni's movie, James Mangold's movie.
They announced a Sean Levy movie?
Okay, I guess it hasn't been announced. So maybe let me retract that one, but I'm forgetting something. Ray's movie. So we've got
Okay, so
7. We've got 7 confirmed things. 7 confirmed things. 4 on the TV aspect, 3 in the theatrical aspect. But outside of those things, what's something that you haven't heard that you hope is one of those 70 bajillion things that are in development?
All right, I'll give you a couple. These are right off the cuff. Didn't even know what we were going to talk about tonight.
We haven't done any prep with this either, so this is just
first
us having
thing.
fun.
Give me a Top Gun movie in Star Wars.
Rogue Squadron, absolutely. That's what that was supposed to be.
Yes, yes. Like the first thing I thought in my head was like, all right, what would be awesome? And I immediately went Top Gun because Top Gun is awesome.
Yeah.
Give me that in Star Wars, dude. Have them jumping around, space battles. Come on. No, boom, blow up. Oh, I got it. Like, come on, dude. Come on.
Sick.
Be sick. Number 2, I want sick Jedi Force stuff. Whether that's Old Republic, New Republic, Ancient Republic, whatever you want to call it. I want cool ninja-y Jedi stuff. That's what I've always wanted. I've always thought that's cool. When we got some touches of it in Acolyte with the good choreography, I go, oh yes, yes, yes. Number 3, I just want more darkness. I want more darkness.
Dark side of the
Force. Do it. I want that. Come on, baby.
Do it.
I don't care if it's Palps. I don't care if it's the dude we saw for half a millisecond. I don't care. Yeah, like I don't care who it is. I just think there's so much to dive into there that we just don't get to see ever. And I think those 3, like, again, these are off the cuff, but
yeah, no. So DJ just literally took the words out of my mouth because I was going to give you an animation pitch, and this is exactly what DJ threw in there. So I'll just read DJ's. He says, pitch idea: Clone Wars or Tales of the Jedi style animation covering Ben Solo and Luke before Ben turns to the dark side. How many times have we said that on this show, baby? And I think DJ, like we've been saying it ever since DJ was part of the show as well. It's been a minute. So that's my first, like, I hope that's one of the things that's in development animation wise. But let me give you the 2 things live action that I've always wanted. Maybe 3, but I think they're trying to tackle 3. Number 1, give me Old Republic, Game of Thrones styled television. And don't come at me with, it's got to be Disney Plusified. Make that thing like Andor, HBO Max that thing, and make it for this audience, like the people that grew up with the prequels that are now like in their 20s to 30s at this point. Make a show kind of that styled, that themed. I think that would be gangbuster and do absolute numbers. And then number 2, you said you wanted darkness. Use the novel material and legends. Give us a Plagueis adaptation, folks. Just do it. There's great stories right there in front of you. Why not just utilize it? Again, we've said it on this show before. You've got The Last of Us out there. You've got House of the Dragon. You got, heck, Harry Potter's an adaptation. You got Lord of the Rings. All of this legendary cinematic TV content, all adapted from either a novel or a video game. And I don't know why Star Wars isn't using the great stuff that they've got too.
Do you think we get a pseudo Acolyte season 2, but they call it Plagueis, the Untold Story or something?
I wish, but I think it's going to be a minute. I think that is going to be post Kathleen Kennedy. It's going to take like a regime change to make that happen. At the
stage, he exists. I know there's no season 2, but that doesn't erase what happened in season 1. So he's there. We saw him.
Yeah. No, I think it's
Don't call it
100%
acolyte.
possible. I think it's 100% possible. Like, but I would imagine that they like time jump
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
to where
yeah.
it's focused on Plagueis and Palpatine, and maybe the first scene or two is addressing
I
the
don't even think you have to do that.
the
I think
Chimera or whatever.
you just like, because we don't know anything about why or who or when he was there, right? We just saw that one shot of him. So
Yeah.
it could literally just be he was passing through or he was tracking. You don't even have to say it. Just don't even say it. Just, and if they ask you in an interview when Leslie Headland gets interviewed, you can just say he was passing through. You know what I mean? Like you literally can just
Sure.
write it off. I think that'd be so sweet.
Yeah, I
Kay
agree.
says, what up?
Yeah, Kay saying what's up. Appreciate that, Kay. How you doing? Let us know.
DB's here too.
DB says, "Hey guys, DJ, they waited far too long to reveal Darth Plagueis." Absolutely. It literally felt like, please give us a season 2.
Ah! No, I just
It's okay though.
I
I like the
like
idea
your
that he's
idea,
out
man.
there now. I like the idea that Plagueis is out there, and certainly it opens the door at least to if they want to adapt the Plagueis novel, they could. They definitely could if they wanted to.
I love your point, man. Why would you not try? Maybe they have tried and it just doesn't work. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to believe they've at least tried to cook something up with these adaptations. Because to your
Maybe.
point, some of the best television ever, they're all adaptations because books are sick.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't know. That's a great point.
I think the one thing that I said that I think they're starting to do it was the whole heir to the empire aspect of it. But obviously they're not fully doing it because like Luke, Han, and Leia and Lando and Chewie and 3PO and like the OGs were the main characters of that. And obviously they're not really going that way about it. They could if they wanted to, recast and be bold like that, but I don't think they go down that lane.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I think they've got other things to do right now.
Oh, DB says, just finished the Plagueis book. It shouldn't have been him. Should have been Tenebris. Plagueis never had a second or third acolyte apprentice. Yeah, so that's why I was saying, like, the benefit of them using Plagueis for half a millisecond is that there's no rules, really, right? Like it could just be showing us he exists, and then he gets a whole new show with a whole new thing. I got to be honest here. I don't think they touch him.
Yeah,
for a while.
Like I said, I think it's going to be a while. I think it's going to take new leadership for them to come back to that character.
I agree
personally. Speaking of new leadership, potentially, we did have this article drop from Bespin Bulletin that says Kathleen Kennedy will reportedly remain as Lucasfilm president until at least Q2 of 2025. Currently, Kennedy is under contract until later this year as the president of Lucasfilm following a 3-year extension. Let's see. According to reliable industry insider, again, Jeff Snyder, here he is breaking all these Star Wars scoops. Kathleen Kennedy is expected to remain as Lucasfilm president until, quote, at least Q2 of next year, Q2 being the months that run from April 1st to June 30th. That's interesting. That's interesting that is a report from Snyder. Just throwing that idea out there that she's the president until at least Q2 of next year. I don't really know what that means, but I like where let me see if I can get this pulled up on our screen for us to see it. I like where Kay is going, where Kay says she wants the Andor win. I think that there's something to that. I think Kathleen Kennedy is trying to, whenever she does decide that she's done with Star Wars, I think she's trying to pick an appropriate spot to say, I did a great job. Look at this thing that I just bookended my work on Star Wars. Deuces, people. And I think Andor 2 could definitely be that. I think you're onto something, Kay. What do you think when you hear this, Zach?
I think you all are right on the money. It's very weird that her contract is out the end of this year, you said, right?
Yeah, that's what this article says.
And then he says, oh, she'll be at least until the end of Q2. Why would she renew her contract for 6 months?
I wonder if it's almost like a 6-month transitional period that's kind of part of the industry.
Something ain't meshing for me.
Yeah, the math ain't mathing.
Exactly. Bingo. Like, something's up. And why would, like you said, why would he report on this? Like,
Yeah,
the
it's almost
report would be, well, insiders say she's going to sign her contract for another 2 years. You know,
It
like,
smells like he's trying to get ahead of something to where he can come back on this next year and say,
be like,
"I told you."
oh yeah, at least. And then she like retires the next day or whatever, right?
Yeah.
DB says, don't get me wrong, this could have a shot of Plagueis witnessing a tenebrous acolyte and his newfound info WRT. What's that mean? With regards to?
WRT with regards to maybe, yeah. Yeah.
Creating live. Sorry, DB, I ain't up on my
We old, I guess. we ain't in it.
Where he got the idea of how to study that. Okay. Yeah.
That's
okay.
fair.
I think she's already been training her replacement though. Okay, who is it?
Oh, okay. This brings up something else I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Who is that replacement? Well, hold on before we get there. And DB does say with regard to, you figure that out, boy. One thing I wanted to say, going back to Kay's initial thing where she said she wants where Kay said she wants the Andor win. I was always thinking that her bookend win, why would it not be the Mandalorian and Grogu? Like, why would you not go until 2026 to make that $1 billion box office movie yet again and say, look, I dropped, what would that be? Will that be the 6th Star Wars movie under her tenure?
I don't know.
You got 3, you got the trilogy, the sequel trilogy, then you've got Rogue One, Solo, and then Mando and Grogu. 6. And she could $6 billion. I got you $6 billion at the box office.
Nah, I think that's the first win of whoever's next.
You think so?
And it's gonna be Filoni, huh?
Oh, okay. So let's talk about that. It would certainly make sense if it's somebody that's on staff with that Mando and Grogu movie. Like, come on now. Either Favreau or Filoni, but I don't think it's Favreau.
No, I think Favreau just wants to make movies. I don't think he wants to run the ship. I think Filoni wants to have total control here. And
yeah.
Not, I mean, is he the right pick? Is he the pick? I don't know. I'm speculating here. Sure. I'm just trying to read the cards on the table. At least, which is weird. Andor, hopefully, is going to be a hit, right? It's going to be amazing. Kathleen can go, I wish you best of luck. Guess what? We've already shot Mando and Grogu, or we're shooting it now. It's wrapping up. I am so confident in the hands of Dave Filoni to guide us into our first movie in 100 years, right?
Or whoever it is. Yeah.
It just seems like a perfect storm here.
It's kind of like that idea of like leaving it better than how I got it, almost, in a sense.
Yeah.
Now, but that could be up for debate.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
But
to her credit,
I see what you're saying.
I've said it before. I've said it again. Like, she's made a lot of money.
Absolutely. Yeah,
like,
because
she's one of the greatest producers of all time. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only loss as far as movie-wise has been Solo.
Yeah.
Now, I enjoyed Solo. I'm not talking about quality. I thought it was a good movie.
I concur.
The timing of it was weird, mixed with The Last Jedi trying to compete with Infinity War, I believe. It was at the time, it was one of those big Avengers movie. Like, why would you do that? That's why I've been so vocal and hesitant about lining up Mando and Grogu with Avengers Doomsday, I might add. But I think that's a little bit different. That's not a recasting of Han Solo. That's somebody that everybody is like, oh, I want to see that kind of a thing. But anyway, I don't even know what I was going to say. Because
we're talking about how good Kathleen Kennedy is as a producer.
Yeah,
yes, there's some rough spots, but
phenomenal producer. I just don't think she doesn't
have this stuff anymore.
Yeah, she ain't got the sauce. She's missing the sauce now. Yeah, we'll just say that.
Force Awakens, great call. After that, all kind of like, what are we doing?
Yeah. DB said, I'm 48. I speak with WRT. Okay, so we know what that's with regard to.
Yeah.
What's FWIW? For what it's worth. Okay.
Be right back.
Be right back. AFK.
Away from keyboard all day long.
Okay. All right.
I only know this because I work on Teams.
Fair. Okay. Who's
Linwin Brennan or Carrie Beck?
I've heard Carrie Beck.
I have heard Carrie Beck as well. Why do I know Carrie Beck? I'm looking this up.
Carrie Beck's been part of
that sounds so familiar.
Lucasfilm's projects, I believe.
Yeah, she was a producer on Rebels.
I thought
She's
so.
the initial creator of Rebels.
Which I believe Carrie Beck then was involved with Ahsoka. I believe.
Yep.
I believe. I
Yep.
believe.
Ahsoka, Bad Batch, Rebels, all of them.
Okay, fair.
Mando.
DJ says, Filoni, give the unlimited power to the man in the black cowboy hat. Dude, he's been ditching that cowboy hat. It's almost like he's getting a little bit.
He looked
He's been getting a
dapper.
little bit more professional for maybe
Yeah.
an upgrade potentially.
Yeah, put it on, Filoni. I love it. Kay says, I like Filoni, but I'm afraid he has tunnel vision for Ahsoka.
Absolutely facts. Let's be real.
I mean,
Let's be honest.
that's
Let's be
facts.
honest. I love Filoni and I love Ahsoka. Give me Ahsoka all day long. But if Ahsoka's not somebody that works for you, Filoni's not your guy.
Yeah, not your guy. Yeah. And Carrie Beck said, or sorry, Kay says Carrie Beck is vice pres. Got it. Okay, so that would make sense, and it kind of keeps the narrative they're going for, right? I don't care who it is.
Me either. I just want good stuff.
Just please be good. Just please be good. I don't know how to say it. And it's so easy for us to sit here and say, please be good, right? This is such a hard gig. That's a hard gig because you are literally shooting in the dark. This thing that's going to come out 5 years from now that we have on a storyboard, I hope that we can make this thing and everyone loves it. Like, that's so hard, dude.
You know, I think the space that we're in too makes it harder. And what I mean by that is, as Star Wars fans, we are surrounded by watching Game of Thrones win, Marvel win, DC win, because James Gunn is lining that thing up. Like, everybody around us is thriving right now. I mean, Marvel's a little iffy lately, but they're getting it back on. Let's be real. They got that thing going on again with Deadpool and Wolverine that brought it back in. And it seems like they're just going to keep on cranking. So that's what makes it hard too, is the climate that we're in, as this crazy fandom verse that we're all in. It's hard because in a lot of eyes, Star Wars is in last when it comes to those different franchises.
And the reality is as well that Star Wars, all right, this is going to sound harsh, but I don't know how else to say this. It's kind of like the dude that peaked in high school, right?
Okay.
And so what I mean by that is, like, you have a large set of the fan base that is going to love either the OGs, the prequels, and the sequel people are still kind of coming up to speed, right? They're kind of quiet still.
Yeah.
But my point there is, like, it's so hard to get them to like the new stuff. If you watch any old YouTuber, old head, they're all, Disney these days. Star Wars is not what I grew up with. It's even if it is what they grew up with, it's just not the same. And that's just a reality that I hate that we have to deal with. DJ said, Kay says, pleasing multiple generations fans that all have different opinions on what Star Wars means to them is next to impossible. That's literally 100%. Where I was going with that, Kay. That is exactly right. And that is it is an impossible task. Yeah. I would say Mando has done a pretty dang good job of that.
Yes.
But
yeah, I think there's a way to do it.
Yes.
I 1000%, because if I was to sit here and say I don't think that they can do it, then that's me saying that Star Wars is never going to be.
Oh no, I don't think they
used to be.
I don't think they can't do it. I just think it's way harder because Marvel.
Yes,
guess what?
Yes.
We didn't have nothing. Our oldest is Iron Man, right, or Hulk.
Sure.
And those were okay. It's like, I don't know. And DJ says saying Filoni has tunnel vision for Ahsoka is like saying George Lucas has tunnel vision for the Skywalkers. Accurate.
Yeah, which he does.
Clear. Accurate. That's a perfect thing. Ahsoka is literally god to Filoni, so he went and made her one in canon. They're purists.
Okay, that Zach misses that one. He hasn't seen Clone Wars.
Okay, let me tell you this. I don't want to see it because that sounds dumb. That's what I got to say on that.
Get out of here, man. You just wait. Till we get.
If I see it in live action and she becomes some Force goddess.
No. I don't think it'll be like that.
And
even if it is like that,
it's not
going to be shot like that.
And I'm saying this is your fault for saying you liked it.
Oh man, the Mortis gods, Zach, you're missing out.
I'm not. I've seen it. You sent it to me. You said, watch this. I watched it and I said, what am I watching here?
Okay, hold on. This is news to me. You watched the Mortis episode?
Yeah.
With like just the one episode. You didn't watch the whole arc?
No, I didn't watch the whole arc. I gotta be honest.
Well, then, okay.
I saw Anakin doing some stuff. He looked all mad, and then you got Ahsoka, who's like dead but like unconscious or something. I don't know. I don't know, dude.
It just doesn't work for you, and I respect it.
Yeah,
But I love it.
I love that you love it. I love that you love it. I can enjoy it through you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you and Kay are in sync.
Yeah, tried and tried. Just haven't been able to watch all of Clone Wars. Okay, I haven't even watched it. I got through Rebels, but that's just because Rebels is freaking dope. That's why.
Rebels is very accessible. Now they do address some of that fantastical, obviously, with the World Between Worlds.
They do,
but I think it's a little bit more attainable than what that whole Mortis God arc is. But I believe that Filoni's trying to blend the two together, so be prepared. Be prepared, folks.
No, I mean, I don't want to be super negative on it. If they can pull it off and it's cool and it makes sense to the casual viewer, awesome. I just, oof.
We shall see. We shall see. Okay, but let's finish talking about this report with answering this question. Will Kathleen Kennedy be the president of Lucasfilm after Q2 of 2025?
All right.
Yes
what
or
do you
no?
say?
I'm going to say yes.
I say no.
Okay. Because the reason why I'm saying yes is every time we think she's going to walk out, she doesn't.
I agree with that, but
I'm not leaving.
It's like, Kathy, your hands on the door handle. Just go, girl, go. You got billions. Like, why you want to deal with us? Why you want to deal with us, girl? Just go. Go. No, I say I think she is done because it just feels like a shift in the sales. It feels like the sales are shifting. Man, we've got Iger saying we're going to talk about it, right?
Yeah, it's literally the next one. We're segueing perfectly.
Oh, it's perfect segue. Like Iger is saying, hey, let's pump the brakes on content. So, I mean, can you imagine how stressful that probably is? Not so much as the fan base level, because I've got to be honest, I don't know how much Kathy keeps up with the zeitgeist on Star Wars. I would say she probably doesn't. The fact that the decision she's made, that tells me she might not. However, it's got to weigh on you. You know what I mean? It's got to weigh on you a little bit. And that just, I don't know. That just does not seem fun to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I get it. I could see either way, but I do think Snyder's putting this out there because he's probably heard she's done. Yeah. But it's one of those things where if she changes her mind, Snyder can easily say, well,
I said at least.
Yeah, I didn't really commit to it, kind of a thing. But if she does commit to it, then he's like, gotcha. Subscribe to my little newsletter thing.
Hey, good for him. I guess he's putting in the hours.
He is. Kay, again, you and Kay are just like in sync. Clone Wars was just too much redundant, mindless action to me. Kay, that breaks my heart. But then Kay says, and I've always leaned more toward a preference for live action, and that's 1000% Zach Horvath.
Yeah. Now saying that I love Rebels. Yeah. I've chirped Clone Wars because Clone Wars is boring. Rebels is not.
Yeah,
Rebels is like what Clone Wars was wanting to be in my eyes. Dang. In my eyes, I just felt like Rebels had so much more heart to it.
I need to come up with that's fair. And look, I love Clone Wars the most. I mean, not Clone. Sorry, I love Rebels the most compared to Clone Wars, and I know I get slack from that from DJ. But maybe I think I need to come up with an essential list for Clone Wars for you.
Do it.
That might have more so what you're looking for.
Because I tried to start like at the top. Don't do that.
Okay, you know what you would like? The Siege of Mandalore arc.
Oh,
I know you would love that one. I know you would love that one. And
Kay, sorry. Hey, don't worry, Kay.
Hey, Kay, you don't have to say sorry to me for you breaking my heart as far as Clone Wars goes. It's okay. I promise. It's okay. Yeah, I get it. Look, that's why me and Zach, I feel like we flow really well because Zach brings that side of it and I bring the no, you gotta love this kind of thing. Kay says I would want that list too. If I create that list, I'll post it on the community tab here on YouTube.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, that way.
Now you got to do it.
Yeah, I guess I do. guess I do. Anyway, next up, you talked about it. Bob Iger says only one show a year for Star Wars. There's not really much like anything for me to read other than like that's been a headline going around the past few weeks, and somehow last week we missed it. But one show a year, which I believe that checks out like almost immediately. I know Skeleton Crew is going to like finish up early on next year, but then all we're getting is Andor. Then all we're getting is Ahsoka. And then as far as TV goes, it's crickets after that because we don't know anything else. So I personally like the idea. I like the idea of let's pull it back. Let's do one show a year, but let's make sure that that show is really, really good. Let's not make 2 or 3 shows that are all mid. Let's make one that's fantastic. As long as we're still focusing in on theatrical, because I almost think it needs to be like 1 and 1. One movie, one show.
I think it's
one movie, one show. You think so?
Yeah. Okay, no problem. No, so yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just got excited because you made a good point there. I do think it is going to be 1 and 1, but coming back to one a year, I go back and forth on this. Okay. Let me tell you why. I think you're on the right track. You know, the idea is good. One a year, we can focus on it. But what if that sucks? What if that show stinks?
It's going to really burn.
That's what I mean. It's like, do we want to hedge our bets and base it off one show, or do we want to just throw things at the wall and hope that one of these things is good?
Yeah.
And if we look at the history of Star Wars, are they good at hedging their bets and doing one thing? What are your thoughts?
In the early years of Disney Plus, absolutely.
I say yes, because guess what we get out of that? We get the Mandalorian. So I think I lean that way when I really start to think about it, because when did it start kind of hitting the fan? It's when they started spreading thin, right? Yep. We got Boba Fett, we got Kenobi, we got Acolyte, we got Andor, we got Ahsoka, but it's just
also in that process, Filoni was juggling the Bad Batch and finishing up Clone Wars and all of those different things as well.
Which shout out Bad Batch.
Yeah,
it's worth a shout out.
Animation,
I thought it was going to be.
Disney animation has been. We don't need to change anything about Disney Star Wars animation.
Oh, what about that one? Didn't they have a bad one in there? A stinker? Where it was like set during Force Awakens or something.
Oh, Star Wars Resistance. Yeah, Filoni wasn't involved with that one at all.
Oh, okay.
I actually tried watching that a couple weeks back when the family had COVID. I got maybe 3 or 4 episodes in. I didn't mind it. It was fine.
Fine. And also, it's worth noting they have the Young Jedi Adventures or whatever. Great show.
Phenomenal.
Great show.
Did that win any Emmys? Because it should have.
I don't know, but I love that show. It's very high on my list.
Yeah,
it's great. And the kids love it too.
It's great for the kids. For the kids.
So yeah, I think I like it. I think I like the idea.
Yeah.
We just got to get the right cooks in the kitchen for that one show, because it better land, baby.
That made me think. I think that this could be even more evidence to your Kathleen Kennedy's like exiting, and this is the new shift.
This is the new regime. Iger has set this regiment, but also it's this new regime. You know, when you get a new coach in, they kind of clear it out and they get a whole new methodology. All right, here's our new methodology. We got Filoni leading the way. We're going to start out. We got Mandalorian and Grogu coming. Boom. And we got our show coming in October. Boom.
Ahsoka.
And guess what?
Yeah.
The next year, we've got Old Republic or whatever, the beginnings of the Jedi, right? Or whatever they're going to call it. Like, that just would be so clean. Imagine Filoni standing up there, Kevin Feige style, not the big timeline, just like, hey, here's what we got in the next year and a half. Here's what we cooked up. Boom.
Yeah. So, I mean, and like you said, they've got it set up perfectly for that. 2026 in the summer, they've got The Mandalorian and Grogu. So there's their movie. In the fall, winter, they've got Ahsoka season 2. There's their show. And both of those, Filoni's handprint are on heavily.
And then the movie, Ahsoka movie, would be the next year, right?
Could be. The Heir to the Empire movie.
Yeah. You get the Ahsoka season, and then you get the movie. That is the climax of all these things.
Yeah.
And then the next year is when you get the Rise of the Jedi thing. Dude, are you
I think
telling
we're
me
onto
that's
something.
not a clean slate right there?
Yeah, I think we're onto something.
That sounds sick to me.
Maybe that was something that they had discussed in their 98 shows and things in development.
Iger saw the 98. He's like, this stinks. Give me one.
Give me 14 of them.
Yeah. I want no more than one a year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Well, y'all let us know. What do you think? Do you think that one TV show a year is good news or bad news? Do you just want as much Star Wars as you can possibly take, or would you rather them slow it down and just give us one, as long as they make sure it is one good one? Because if it's one bad one, you're right, Zach. It's gonna be bad because we're gonna have 365 days to process garbage, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Okay, next up, let's see. Donald Glover. Donald Glover. Our boy Donald Glover is talking about Lando. Let me scroll to this quote, make sure I get this right. I don't need no ads or anything like that. Donald Glover confirms he's still working on Lando, wants the movie to be fun, says Star Wars is too serious. Donald Glover kind of said the following: I just want it to be fun as a Star Wars fan myself. I think it's important to have fun. There needs to be more fun being had. It's very hard to have fun right now. It's tough because there are very serious things happening, and they are the only things connecting us, weirdly. I get why things are serious, but part of the human experience, I believe, is the ability to have enjoyment, and I think we're lacking in that department. Star Wars, I love it, but sometimes it be super serious. Sometimes it be way too serious. Everything that has to do with the Skywalkers is so serious. So I think this was part of an interview where he just kind of talked about that Star Wars project a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and drop the hammer, Zach.
Yeah.
This Lando movie's not happening. I hate to break it to Donald Glover. I hate to break it to everybody out there. This is never going to see the light of day, right? Am I crazy for feeling that way? You're 50-50 on it?
No, I think I'm like 90-10.
Oh.
I'm 90 with you and
Okay.
then 10 against you. But the 10, the more I think about it, the more that increases because he
Regime
sounds
change.
so confident talking about it.
Could be regime change thing.
Dude, he sounds like it's happening tomorrow. Like
Yeah.
if you read the whole thing, he's talking like, "Oh yeah, we need some fun. It's going to be great." And I don't know, man. Why would he talk about it if it wasn't? I don't know. That doesn't seem like a Donald Glover thing to do to me. Is to try to speak it into existence.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's got other things that he's not really trying to play I don't think he would be the one to like play that. Like,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Exactly.
Yeah, I think he'd be 100% real.
Very much like keep it under wraps until not, right?
Yeah.
And,
I'm with
we
you.
know he loves Lando. He's probably super excited. That's why he probably didn't even mean to do this.
Yeah.
He probably was like, well, I mean,
Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to see it.
Yes.
Because again, Solo, you may have not enjoyed it. I don't know, but his Lando was one of the best things about it for sure.
Easily.
So I would and I like everything that he's saying too. I like the fact that he's saying, we need to have fun in Star Wars. We need to not be so serious. Like, sign me up. That's Star Wars has always been my escape from the craziness of what this life has to offer. And so what he's saying here sounds good to me, quite frankly. But maybe you feel differently. I don't know.
Nah, I'm right there with you, brother.
Okay.
Brother. Yep. No, for real. I want it to happen. I think that sounds awesome.
It just seems like, again, one of those. It just goes back, like, Bob Iger is clearly the guy to be like, we're only green lighting things that have a chance at $1 billion. So why would you green light a Lando movie that's following up the only Star Wars bomb in history?
I don't make that money up, man.
I don't really get that process. I don't get that train of thought.
I don't even know if Donald Glover's big enough powerhouse for that. I mean, it's Donald Glover. It's Childish Gambino.
He's definitely got a fan base. For sure.
However.
Hit me.
He ain't Billy D.
He's not Billy D. There can only be one.
That's not that I don't think he's a good Lando. It's just the old heads.
Sure.
Why are we going back to this? can just feel, I
Yeah.
can smell it
I
already.
that's unfortunate though, because if I remember all those people that are grumpy about Star Wars right now, the one positive thing they said about Solo was Donald Glover's Lando Calrissian. But I 100% believe 10 years later they would somehow
Yes,
negatively
and it's
construe
different
it.
when it's his movie.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's cool. I don't think it's gonna happen. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here.
Mhm.
Did Bob Iger say anything about movies?
Uh, Not that I've heard of, at least, or seen.
Who's to say there's only one movie?
Just one movie per year, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. Who's to say we doesn't get
Mm.
two movies in one TV show?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what they wanted originally. Because remember, at Celebration, they announced movie in May of 2026 and movie in December of
Oh, okay.
2026,
I don't remember. So
which
yeah,
they
I
still
mean,
have slated, but I don't think they're gonna make it.
that's my point. Is like, why not squeak a Lando in there between your Mandalorian and your Ahsoka or something? You know, like, it
You
just seems
could.
like a good palate cleanser to me.
I mean, I certainly like it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and it's just so weird that he's talking about it right now when all this is happening, and
Yeah,
we
he's
haven't
got to
heard
be doing other
anything about it.
promo. He's got
I
to be
think
doing.
I mean, he just dropped an album, but again, that was a while ago. It just seems so
Mm.
random. All this, it's like random until you start really thinking about things, and you're like, this ain't random at all. This is all someone marketing somewhere is plotting all this out. The Schneider
Mhm.
leak, Lando movie that was a TV show, but now we're getting more information on it from Donald Glover.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just scanning over this article. It was totally unprompted that he mentioned Lando.
Exactly.
Like it wasn't mentioned at all. He was
Exactly.
just talking about the fact that he's getting to work with his brother and that they get to keep talking about this Lando project. And so that's been just a really fun thing for him.
I bet. I mean, and he's such a creative dude. And I agree. I think he was an incredible piece of Solo. I really
Oh
liked him
gosh, yeah.
doing.
It makes me want to go back and watch it right now, honestly. Add that to the list. 4 things now that I need to rewatch.
I'm good on Solo.
You don't like Solo?
No, no, no. I think it's a fine movie. I just don't. I'd rather go watch Rogue One. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure. Can't blame you
I'm,
there.
I'm gonna watch a movie.
Rogue One is peak.
Oh, it's so good.
So good. So good. It was on the other day in the background, and I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is phenomenal.
So good. It gets better every time I watch it, I think.
It does. It does. Well, all right. That's all of the news pieces that alluded to our main title of difficult to see the future of Star Wars is. I feel like we've kind of addressed and covered what that title and what that thumbnail kind of alluded to. I will just say to kind of summarize, I think a lot of this comes back to I think we might start to see the writing on the wall of Kathleen Kennedy exiting, whether that be Q2 of next year or later down the line. I think the evidence is there that there's at least some kind of shift in the making behind the scenes with all the creators at Lucasfilm. And I hope that means good things are to come. What are your final thoughts on the future of Star Wars before we talk about something else? Because we do
Yeah,
have
I
other things to
think
talk about real quick.
after talking to you today, I really do think the regime, maybe not a regime change, but at least a changing of the tide is happening.
Sure.
Iger saying this thing, all these things coming out, their presentation being so kind of zipped tight. I just think it is, and I think I don't hate it.
Yeah. And I think I'll say this too. I think we get a better feel for that changing of the tide at the next Star Wars celebration. I think that they know they've got to deliver at
When is that?
celebration. It's a great question. Let me look this up. I believe it's in 2025 at some point.
Because how interesting would it be if it's at the end of Q2?
Uh-oh. Let's see. Well, it is in Japan.
Let me guess, like May, June.
Why am I struggling to find the dates? Let's see if I click buy tickets. May 1st. Wait. No.
Whoa, whoa.
I don't think that's right. No, okay. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Oh, April 18th through 20th.
April. That's a little early.
No. Let me go back to that Bespin Bulletin Q2
Well,
report.
Q1 is what, March? So April, May, July, or
But it's
April, May, June. That's the end
quarter
of
quarter
Q2.
two being the months that run from April 1st to June 30th.
Hey, everybody. I just want to say I love you so much. This is going to be my last celebration.
And let me bring out to stage
And
our next president
here's
of
Carrie Beck,
Lucasfilm.
president of Lucasfilm, starting July 1st. Carrie Beck.
Did we just unravel?
It's not hard, man. Come on.
I'm going to be getting an email from Lucasfilm here soon.
Hey,
We've ruined the
well,
announcement. We've ruined the announcement.
Take it off YouTube. Take it off.
At Star Wars Celebration 2025, we get. I do think, regardless, let's take the tinfoil hat off for a second. I do think that's when we'll feel that shift where they're going to try to pitch to us that they've got this under control again. And I'm subscribing to that. Tinfoil back on. I am subscribing to that. I think that there's going to be an announcement regarding maybe a new president. But I believe Kathleen Kennedy's probably going to extend, almost like Nick Saban is with Alabama football right now. I think she'll probably like extend and say, but I'm always here to help if Carrie Beck needs me, or if Dave Filoni needs me, or if whoever needs me. Like, I'm not going anywhere, but I'm just no longer wearing that title, kind of a thing. But we shall see.
And she's on the beach in like Costa Rica. Just
yeah, for real. Okay, we got two things in their video game thing, so I'm glad that we've got Zach here. First thing is literally on my notes, I've got Star Wars Outlaws thoughts from Zach, because Zach, you finally got to play it, so the floor is yours. Give us your thoughts on Star Wars Outlaws, unfiltered.
I will give you my unfiltered thoughts. Okay, I have probably 5-10 hours in the game. So not all the way through it by any means, but you know, the galaxy has opened up for me, and man, it's exactly what I feared it would be.
Oh no,
it's boring to play.
Oh no,
it's boring, dude. So let's start with the positives first.
Okay, yeah, hit me.
The world that they have built feel like Star Wars.
Good.
It feels like I'm in a Star Wars game.
That's a big check the box for me.
Especially how much you're in these tight places and cantinas and things. Like, that vibe is very high for me. The gunplay is kind of fun with the blasters and stuff. It's kind of fun. But after that, it gets negative quick for me, and not like super negative. Now, this is not a bad game. I got to be clear. Yeah. Not a bad game. I personally think you would love this game.
Okay, that's good.
Because of how Star Warsy it feels. Like, even my son, he doesn't know I'm playing Star Wars. He goes, Dad, Star Wars, your favorite, Star Wars, while I'm playing it.
Okay, that's a good sign. That's a great
sign. And I was just walking around. So, like, if that tells you anything, he's 3. If he can look at it and go, that's Star Wars, good sign.
Great sign, yes.
However, I don't care about what I'm doing. Like, I'm sneaking around, I'm picking this thing up, I shoot the guy, I walk out. I sneak around, I grab the thing, I shoot the guy, I walk out. And you just do that over and over and over and over and over. And I was really hoping that the syndicate system, or whatever you want to call it, reputation system, would be dope.
It's not.
It's so base level. It's like you talk to one person, you're friends with them now. Oh, you went into this area. I caught you stealing that thing. You're in the negative now. Oh, you talk to this guy. You're in the good again. It's not very. I thought it was gonna be intense, right?
Sure.
Like, oh, you go kill this mob boss, and like, oh, you're in a bad boy. They got that your name. It's not like that. I think so. Feels like Star Wars. The negatives being it is just boring to play. And I think I texted you this. This was like my initial kind of take, but I don't feel myself wanting to jump on it, and that's how I always judge a game. Because I have to find time, right? We got kids and jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
If I want to find time to play it, thumbs up. if I'm not trying to find time, that tells me I don't love the game.
Yeah, that's
And
a good point.
unfortunately, that's where I sit with Outlaws currently. Now, as I told you, I'm going to continue to push through. Maybe I'll hit a point where it clicks, but
Sure.
it's just like it tries to do a lot and it doesn't do any of it very well.
That sounds like Disney Plus Star Wars.
That's what it feels like, dude. And I'm so disappointed in feeling that way because I was so excited. The more we saw of it, I'm like, oh, we're going to these worlds. Like you get to unlock all this stuff, and
Yeah. Let me ask you
it,
this.
it's just boring. The moment to moment gameplay is boring.
Let me ask. How are the characters?
Forgettable. Like what's the little? I don't even know what my girl's name is.
K-Vess. Yeah.
It's like, who are you?
So the creature, the creature that's with
dog thing
K,
is
is it as good as BD?
Close.
Close.
Because
Okay.
this dude can do a
I can
lot.
take
He can
that.
attack people. He can fetch things for you. He can open doors.
Okay.
And they make you use that mechanic. They're like, oh, you can't get over there. Use the thing.
Yeah.
Genius. I really do like the little dude.
That's good.
A lot.
That's good.
But he ain't BD. I gotta say it. He ain't BD one.
Yeah,
but,
BD's. That's.
But he's more useful than
Let's
BD
go all
one.
the way back to the first conversation we had to open up the stream.
Yeah.
That's the Lego build that I want. The
Ooh,
BD one.
Sick.
Oh, that thing's glorious.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That'd be sick. But yeah, Star Wars Outlaws, if I had to rate it right now, I'm probably at like a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
So again, not a bad game.
Which tells me that it would probably be like 7.5 for me to 8.
Now, and I see more and more people on Twitter like, hey, the more I play of this, the more I like it. And I'm really getting into the world. And so that's why I'm still giving it a chance, frankly.
Sure.
It's like, maybe I'll hit this point where I'm like, oh, I want to unlock this thing or I want to do this job. It's just like, I don't know. I think you would like it because you haven't got to play games like this very much.
Sure.
But it's exactly like every other open world game.
Yeah.
That I don't love. So.
Let me ask you this. Because this has been the biggest thing, the biggest point of conversation for me this whole time that Star Wars Outlaws was announced, trailers, everything like that. Do you think and maybe you're not the kind of guy where something this simple sways you, but for me, it is. If you were able to create your own person and be that person, would it have shifted your score? Would you have cared about it more or no?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought.
Because again,
you see yourself in the world, and that's a massive difference.
And when I unlock something, when I get that thing, because there's a ton you can unlock in this game. You got blaster upgrades and suits and ships and speeders. Oh, that's another thing.
Yeah, how's the flying?
Huh?
How's the fly? Like space to space or planet to planet?
I go like this. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Now, I'm not a great questioner for that, or asker. I don't know how you say that, but because I've never been a huge I love the flying in games because it's very much follow the little dot. Do. It's fine. I wouldn't say it's bad. Again, I keep coming back to that. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's just not super fun.
Did you ever play Squadrons?
Yes.
Did you like the flying in that?
Okay, so Squadrons is different because I had VR. So I was in the ship flying the thing like that. Sure. But I think it's better than like Starfield just came out or like last year or something.
Yes, that was better than Starfield. That was supposed to break the world.
Yeah, it's better than that. It's better than that feeling. But
oh man,
yeah, I just I agree. Yes,
well, I hate to hear that.
If I was the person, I'd probably like it a little more. But it's that gameplay loop, man. I'm telling you. You will feel what I'm talking about. And there's one other thing I want to talk about before we drop it.
Okay.
If you're listening still, I appreciate you. You're not even going to care what I'm about to say, but I want you to listen. The game design in the game is so confusing to me. I can't count on my hand how many times I go, where do I go next? Like what am I supposed to do? And when I do that, you lose me quick.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, because I'm like, I know I'm getting chased. I know I need to go over this little house and jump on the building and then go to the next thing, right? And typically it's like a big yellow banner or good game design where I just know where to go. Sure. This one, I'm like, what do I do? Like, where am I going? And then you get caught by the thing and then you got to start over again. That's that. that makes me get angry. I'm like, this is
Yeah, I
dumb.
would say so. I would say so.
I wanted to shout
Well,
that out.
dang.
I've been dwelling on that.
Okay. Well, that definitely for me that would sway me to not want to buy it if I'm being quite honest.
it I would say do not pay full price for the game.
Okay.
If it was like $20 or $30,
Yeah.
maybe. I would say probably worth it because you're gonna have many, many hours in it
Sure.
if you like it.
I think it was Tiff last week saying that she was going to wait until
Yeah.
till Christmas for the sales.
Well, and to be fair, I actually so there's something called Ubisoft Plus,
Mhm.
and it's like Game Pass where you can subscribe and you'll get their games. I did that. So instead of paying full price for the game, I just signed up for a month. It's $20
Oh, okay.
and I can play the game.
Oh.
So I'm coming from a perspective of I didn't pay full
And
price
then
on
you
it, and
can
I'm
are
still
you
like,
able to cancel that whenever?
yes, I'm
Oh,
gonna
so
cancel
you
it
just cheated the
immediately.
system.
Yeah. And what's great about that is you get all their games. So you get the new
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed when it comes out. You get the Prince of Persia game, which is dope. It's a really good game.
Dang, man.
So
That's a
I'll swindle somebody. Come
next
on,
level. That's
bro.
next level thought right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Last okay, anyway, I hate before we move on. I hate hearing that.
Mhm,
I still definitely want to check it out at some point to say that
mhm.
I have. But yeah, I would probably agree after hearing your review. What is it going for right now? Like $70?
Yes.
Yeah, I ain't paying that.
No, sir.
I ain't paying that. Okay. Last thing, it is still in the gaming sphere. EA confirms, and this dropped today. EA confirms the next Star Wars Jedi game is the final chapter in the series. Cal Kestis, he's getting a trilogy essentially, and that makes perfect sense to me. I still have not played Survivor, but even still, like I mean, it's in Star Wars' DNA. It makes sense. 3 video games as the perfect spot to end Cal Kestis in video game format. What were your thoughts when you heard about this?
I went, yeah, I thought this was already announced. I'm like, oh,
Sure.
like I thought that's how we were playing this game. It's Star Wars, right? You get the
Yeah,
trilogy, and Cal easily deserves it. He has been. Those games have been some of the best things Disney has outputted since they got the rights.
absolutely.
They are so good.
I
Jedi
would.
Survivor,
I think there's
amazing.
definitely an argument to say behind the Mandalorian, it's this Star Wars Jedi
Yes,
trilogy,
yes, it's so good, dude.
or gonna be trilogy. But yeah,
It did all the things I wanted it to do, which, as we've discussed over this hour, that's very hard to do with Star Wars, and it nailed it.
yeah.
And then they nailed it again with Jedi Survivor, which is even better. I love those games, dude. I really
Yeah,
do.
I really need to get my hands on the second one because Cal Kestis is quite
Yes, you do.
frankly one of my favorite Jedi. One of my favorite Jedi out there. And I still believe, I'm still holding out hope that we're going to get Cal Kestis showing up somehow in a show.
We got to.
Cameron Monaghan, I mean, like the dude can act. Like, why not? Again, let's go back to our thoughts earlier. You've got it right in front of your face. You don't have to look that hard. Use the talent that you've got. Use the stories that you've got.
Where are we putting him? Where would you squeeze him in at?
Let's see. Well, I've always thought that if
Dave
they
said
wanted to go
back, third
Kenobi.
Nick Saban, roll tide. Sorry, I
Oh,
just read that. I
oh,
got distracted. Welcome back. Compulsive when
oh,
you
I see it. Roll
I
Tide.
got you. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
sorry. Yeah. Where would you put Cal Kestis at?
I've always had the theory of if they wanted to continue Kenobi's story, you could easily get Cal Kestis involved with Obi-Wan Kenobi, because that's really the only thing that they've got in that time period right now. But I don't think that they were wanting to go back to that Kenobi series, and I guess I can understand that. So I almost does he survive through the original trilogy and he's somehow in the Mandoverse? Maybe. But at that point, I don't think Cameron Monaghan is old enough to pull that off. So I'm rambling here to say it might need to be a new project. Might need
Yeah.
to be something completely new. What do you think? You got an idea?
Kenobi's the only thing.
Yeah.
Because he's not getting his own show.
What about a Vader show where Cal Kestis is Vader's main enemy?
Freaking dope. Give me anything Vader, dude. Come on. Like, I would love a Vader hunting down Jedi show. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, that would be so sick. Like, almost like the Jedi games, but from Vader's perspective, right?
Ooh.
Like
Yeah.
the Jedi games are about surviving through the Order 66. What
Mm-hmm.
about Vader? Like, this dude won't quit. You know, you can
Mm-hmm.
just see him raging on somebody.
I like that.
Not
That's
never gonna
that's
happen.
but going back to Jeff Snyder's little report as far as all the different TV shows in development, this has got to be one of those conversation
We've
pieces.
come up with like 12 just in the past hour. Like,
Yeah. A Cal Kestis show has got to be on that list.
in case says, I've heard rumors season 2, but I think it's just from Ewan getting his star. Yeah. That was awesome, by
Yeah,
the way. Shout that
Ewan
out.
wants to do it again.
Dude, he has
And,
said it so many times. I'm getting older, you know, I'm
Mhm.
gonna fit the bill. I can do it. He just loves it, I think, you know.
I
He
think there's
really
ways
does.
to do it because we still never got. Look, we started talking about Kenobi a lot, and we're ending the show talking about Kenobi. I still think the show never delivered what we thought it was going to deliver, and that was, in Revenge of the Sith, Yoda tells Obi-Wan, when to Tatooine you get training for you. I have, we never saw that training. Like
Oh, really?
that's what we
That's
thought.
in Revenge of the Sith. Didn't know that existed, by the way. Whatever you
Really,
just said.
you didn't know that
Completely.
dialogue was out there.
Nah.
Um,
Maybe that's why I like Kenobi more.
Fair. Well, that's what a lot of us speculated that Kenobi was gonna at least have as a B plot. Like Kenobi was gonna be actively training with Qui-Gon Jinn to learn how to become a Force ghost. That's your second season because that's what we thought the first season was gonna be. Because now
Yeah.
at the end of season 1, he's connected. He has now seen this Force ghost. This is the first time in galactic history that a Force ghost has ever revealed themselves. Like, this is a massive deal. Tell the story with that and make a season 2 out of it. And then, throw in Cal Kestis in there somehow.
Is Qui-Gon the first? Is that confirmed? That is the first moment ever? That to
Yeah.
our knowledge?
Yeah. 100%. Right?
I don't know.
You got me
I'm asking
tripping.
you. I'm asking you. I don't know nothing.
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you would think he would react different if that's the case. He's just like, oh, yeah, what's up?
Yeah. Decrepit says Kenobi was a travesty.
Decrepit.
Zach disagrees with you. There were moments in there that I really enjoyed. There were moments that I really, really, really did not like.
Travesty, though, decrepit? Like, dadgum. Hey, if you feel that way, that's okay. You know
absolutely.
what I mean? That's
absolutely.
okay.
Let's see. Kay says, how much of a show can you make from that training, though? That's a great question, Kay. That's a great question. Although in season 1, though, they figured out a way to put in a character that we didn't really care about.
I was gonna say, you would think they would have learned when you put the character in there that you don't care about. No. Act like we got 2 of those. Boom. Give me 2 characters I don't care about.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask Decrepit this. Decrepit, while you're here, would you be interested in a second season of Kenobi if it was focused on the training between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon? Answer that question in the chat. But I also am curious, like, and this isn't necessarily to the chat, but it can be to the chat. This is to you, Zach. Like, I don't think we can go back to Vader Kenobi again.
I was literally thinking that when you were asking that question. No, I mean,
Like,
you can't.
we're done
right?
there. We cannot have those 2 characters meet again until A New Hope. So you've got to come up with some other villain.
I still think there's story potential there. Like, they don't have to meet up, but
yeah,
you can have him hunting him down because he knows he's alive. Like,
Decrepit says no. Period.
No. Period.
That's fair.
That's cool. Yeah,
that's fair.
That is fair.
I would still personally be interested just because I love Ewan McGregor and I love Obi-Wan Kenobi. And yes, I acknowledge the fact that Kenobi show was not a hit for everybody. But it's the prequel in me that can never turn down an opportunity to see Ewan or Hayden return to the franchise. Quite frankly. Yeah. Now that reminds me of something too. Can we do a live action version of Clone Wars? Would that be interesting? I would certainly like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I think Obi-Wan Kenobi is just such a cool character with a cool name and a
Yeah.
cool history. And I just really like that. What's he doing? Right. And it could be as simple as he's doing nothing. He's watching Luke, and then Luke comes out and Luke gets attacked and he does a weird scream, and that's where we meet him. Right. But
Sure. Sure. Oh me. All right, let's see, we're finishing up here, but Kay says old Palpy told Vader to stop looking for Kenobi and focusing on his past at the end. Yes.
that's true.
I forgot
That's
about
true.
that.
That's true.
I forgot about that's a
I appreciate that.
Kay, that is a massive bad sign for me if I forgot about the final moments of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about it.
That just lets you know how that.
The only thing I remember at the end is like Reva or whatever her name is, like stumbling around. Is that
She kind of, I don't know, man. She kind of stumbled around the whole show for me.
Yeah, I don't remember. That's all I remember from the end. And then we got a hello there, didn't we? Didn't we get one of those?
Yeah. Kenobi said hello there to young Luke.
And then we got Qui-Gon.
That was the final moments of the finale. But I didn't remember the Vader POV of it.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He was sitting
now I do remember it.
Yeah, he was sitting in his little throne.
Yeah.
And I forgot about old Palps showing up. Dang. Yeah, I need to go back and watch Kenobi because clearly there's stuff I've forgotten about.
Classic Star Wars show of recent year. Cool moments, but
overall the writing was kind of poor to iffy.
Yep.
Okay, I just watched a reaction to it yesterday, so it's fresh. Okay, that checks out.
Fair enough.
Speaking of reactions, it's on my list to do at some point this week a reaction to Star Wars Lego Rebuild the Galaxy and actually post it on the channel because I have still not watched it. Life just got too busy, and I kept telling myself I don't want to watch this yet because I want to try to do a reaction to like an episode of television because I've never done that before. So this week, look out for a reaction to maybe at least the first 2 Lego Rebuild the Galaxy episodes. I'll see how those 2 hit as far as numbers and views, and if it's worth my time, because I bet there's going to be a lot of editing that goes into those. And then maybe next week I can do episodes 3 and 4 if those hit. But yeah, check those out later this week.
Be sure to subscribe.
I say all that to say hit that subscribe button because we got a lot of fun things going on here at Mando Talk. We're trying to get to 700 subscribers.
And Decrepit says favorite prequel character. We'll end on this one. What do you think?
It's always going to be Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker for me, man.
I gotta say the same thing, dude. I gotta say that I know it's probably cliche, but you got to. I just think about who would I pick. I do love Obi-Wan Kenobi, but
it's gotta be Annie, man.
It's gotta be Annie. It's gotta be Annie for me.
I don't know,
Decrepit. What about you? What's
your yeah? Let us know. But I'm trying to think of somebody because that's the cliche answer. Let's be real.
Mace Windu, maybe.
No, I hate that guy. Dude, he literally caused all of the problems. Like, bro.
Yeah. Like, get off your high horse, Mace. Just put him on the council. Let him speak.
He's okay. Decrepit said for me, Jango Fett, the comic and bounty hunter game are perfect content. I've always wanted to check out that bounty hunter game.
Yeah. I've never played it either, but I've heard really good things.
Literally, Kay said, "Okay, but other than Annie." Okay, so we need to come up with somebody else then, and then we'll end the show.
Django's a good pick.
Django is a good pick.
Important. Pretty important.
You know, I would have said Kiadi Mundi until the Acolyte made that character like a total idiot.
He just wasn't listening. He forgot.
Surely, I bet Decrepit, you come off as maybe somebody that might agree with my take on Kiadi Mundi and the Acolyte.
Yeah. I don't know who my favorite would be, dude. I really don't.
Other than Anakin, I mean Obi-Wan for sure.
Hey, there's a pitch to be made.
Okay.
Palpatine.
Ooh, hey. I like that pick.
Hey, that boy won. He won, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. He won the trilogy.
He did.
So
he got his revenge.
He got his revenge. That's how we ended it. And he got his boy. He got old Darth. He didn't. I don't think
Sure
he knew
did.
he was going to be sliced up and burned. However, still got him.
Mm-hmm.
He won.
Let's see.
Decrepit says, "You have the logo of the Mandalorian as your banner. You haven't played Bounty Hunter. Fix that." Hey, a lot easier said than done these days.
That's a really fair take, Decrepit.
Yeah,
but we started this channel to review the Mandalorian. So
Mandalorian's not in that, right?
No. The Mandalorian's not.
Palpatine is Decrepit's second favorite.
Okay, that's fair. Well, all right. This has been fun. I appreciate everybody in the chat chiming in, having a good time with us, asking those Star Wars questions. I love answering Star Wars questions. So maybe come back next week and ask us any other random Star Wars questions other than favorite prequel character. We might address some others if you've got them. Again, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this video this deep and you haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you doing? Help us out. Get to that 700 number. And Zach, any final words that you've got for the peeps?
No, man, it's a great conversation. I appreciate everybody being here, and it's super fun. See you next week.
Absolutely. And until then, as always, well, hold on. Follow Mando Talk on socials, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at Mando Talk, if you want to get at me in between now and next week. But also stay tuned to the channel. Plenty of content to come. All right, let's get out of here. Appreciate everybody being here. I'll catch you on the next one. And as always, we have spoken.